Hey everyone, David MacDonald here from Vitality Fitness Calgary. We're going to go over some quick meal ideas today. One of the biggest things we hear from a lot of our members and clients is, healthy eating takes so much time. I don't have the time to eat healthy. And you know what? That's a huge myth. Eating healthy and eating nutritious meals actually doesn't take a lot of time at all. And what we're actually going to do in a future video is we're going to be filming from my kitchen at home, and I'm going to be going over meal ideas with you guys. But what I'm really going to be showing in that video is how long it actually takes to prepare several meals at once, so you can plan ahead, you can be prepared for your week, and you can always make sure you have nutritious, healthy food on hand. And we're actually going to time it to show you guys that it doesn't take that long at all. You could probably prepare about a dozen meals in 2 hours tops. I think 2 hours is even pushing it. You could easily do that, and we're actually going to show you how in a future video. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over quick meal ideas. Okay, these are meals that you can have on the go. They're easy to make. Okay, they're easy to prep. And we're going to show you some tips and strategies on how you can do this and how you can prepare several of these meals at once. So first thing we're going to look at is leftovers. So one of the easiest things you can do when you're making dinner is make extra dinner, and then you have leftovers to take for lunch. And the reason why we recommend that is A, you're cooking anyways, so you're killing two birds with one stone. You're cooking chicken or rice or vegetables. Well, you may as well add more, so you have meals for the next day at lunch or even the next dinner. For example, last night, what I ended up doing is I went to the grocery store and I got some Arctic char and I got some steelhead trout, and I cooked all of it at once. And now I have enough for dinner tonight, lunch tomorrow, and it took me about 30 minutes to cook the fish, but I was able to prepare protein for 3 meals. So just one simple example there. Cooking leftovers or purposely making leftovers can save you a lot of time down the road, where you're not going out for lunch or you're not scrambling to figure out what you're going to take in the morning. So purposely make leftovers with your dinner. The reason why with dinner is because for most people, dinner is going to be their best meal. It's the most well-balanced meal. It's usually a meal where we're getting a good source of protein, we're getting starch, we're getting vegetables. From years of coaching lots of people on their nutrition, that's what we've typically have found, is that dinner tends to be the best meal that most people have. So leftovers, great way to save some time and a great quick meal idea. Next thing is a protein/lentil salad. So there might come a day or might come a time where you might want to change it up. Maybe you don't want to be having leftovers all the time every single day. And that's totally understandable. What you can do instead, the night before, is you can either have a piece of protein. Okay, so maybe that's chicken breast. One thing you could also do is maybe you get some meat from the deli. You find the healthiest deli meat out there, something that's low sodium, minimal processing. A lot of deli meats are becoming healthier now. Lilydale turkey is another great deli meat that's lower in sodium, one of the more healthier options. You could take some of that, you could throw it into a bed of greens, cut up some vegetables, you got a salad. We're also going to show you guys that in our future video of how quick it is to make salads. It takes no time at all. The other thing you could do, and this is great if you want to save some money, is you can do a lentil salad. And part of my New Year's resolution is I want to start taking salads with me every day for lunch. Rather than going and getting soup somewhere. I definitely want to save some more money, for my lunches. But I want to start eating more lentils and start changing my protein up. And it's also a great way to save money on your protein. Okay? What you can do with lentils is you can take a can of chickpeas or black beans or kidney beans. You open it up, you want to make sure you wash it off. Okay? You take a lot of time because there are some chemicals that allow preservation of canned foods. Canned foods can be high in salt, so you want to make sure you're rinsing all of that stuff off as much as you can, so you're just left with the lentil or the chickpea. Okay, and what you would want to do is you would want to measure up the chickpeas or the lentil, put it on a bed of greens, chop up some vegetables, maybe put a little bit of olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the salad, and there you go, you have a quick meal. You don't have to worry about cooking the lentils. You go to the grocery store, you can get a can of lentils for about $2. It's a great source of protein. For every cup of lentils, I think you're going to have about 22 grams of protein, somewhere around there. So quick meal idea. Very nutritious meal idea. The other thing I also like about lentils is that you're getting a protein and a carb. So lentils are almost a hybrid food. Most foods you're going to eat are going to have either a lot of carbohydrate in them or a higher percentage of protein or higher percentage of fat. Lentils is one of those foods where you actually get almost an equal ratio of carbs to protein. There is a little bit more carb in a serving of lentils than there is protein, but the ratio is actually quite close. So another side benefit, in my opinion, of lentils. And then, like I mentioned before, you get the cost savings. Okay, it's by far the cheapest source of protein. You know, you get a can of lentils, that could probably last you 3 or 4 meals, depending on how much you're having. You know, you want to get the same amount of meals out of, say, chicken or fish, you're going to be paying probably 10 times that, you know, depending on the protein, depending on the meat. So protein or lentil salad is quick meal idea number 2. Next thing we have here are eggs and toast / oatmeal. And what we're actually going to do with the eggs and toast or oatmeal is we're going to show you guys how you can make this, and how you can make it quicker. Okay, because the big challenge people have is, well, eggs take so much time to make. Like I gotta stand there and cook them and fry them, and you do. But there are ways, and there are things you can do to make that process more efficient. Okay, same thing with oatmeal. That's one of the big things that we hear about with oatmeal. Well, it takes so friggin' long to cook. You know, I don't have time in the morning. Like, I gotta get to work. And you know what? Oatmeal can take a lot of time to work, but it depends on what kind of oatmeal you're having. Okay, so we're gonna give you guys a couple tips on how to make that quicker as well. Now, the eggs, what I would recommend doing with the eggs is when you're cooking your dinner, okay, and the reason I went up to leftovers is because dinner is going to create our leftovers, which is going to create future meals like lunches and dinners. Okay, but what we want to do while we're cooking dinner, okay, we're already cooking anyways. Why don't we throw on 10 to 12 eggs and hard boil them? Why don't we do that? We're cooking anyways. We're taking the time to prepare a meal. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's put some eggs on the stove. Let's hard boil some eggs. Okay, now we have, for most people, 10 to 12 eggs is going to be a week's worth of eggs. And they'll keep well in the fridge. You know, you probably don't want to have them longer than a week in the fridge. But you cook them. What I would recommend doing as well is when you cook them, you want to put them in some cold water, okay, because that's going to help with minimizing any kind of bacteria. It's actually a tip I learned from my wife. She's a smart lady. All right, so what you want to do is you want to hard boil those eggs. Now you got protein in the morning. You got a week's worth of protein. You don't have to worry about preparing. Okay, you get up the next day, and then you put some toast in the toaster, and you got your toast and eggs. You can take it with you to work. Okay, the toast is probably going to take, what, 1 minute to cook. Okay, so that's how you can make this meal really quick. The other thing you could do is you could make your oatmeal in the morning, but instead of using regular oats, use quick oats. Okay, so you can still get the plain, you know, old-fashioned rolled oats, but you can get quick oats, which take about 1 to 2 minutes to cook, compared to the traditional oats that take about, you know, 10 to 12 minutes. So again, you're saving time. Okay, you're saving time. 1 to 2 minutes, your oats are done. You put some fruit on there. Okay, you got your eggs already done. Boom, you got your breakfast. Okay, so you can make these things efficient and quick and easy. You just got to be a little bit creative, all right? The other thing you could do with the oatmeal, I've done this before. I'm not a huge fan of it. I usually like to make my oats in the morning, but I've actually made my oatmeal the night before. The only thing I don't like about that is then the next day it's cold, so then I got to go microwave it. Not a huge fan of microwaving a lot of my food, but another thing you could do is you could cook it, put it in the refrigerator, and then you could have it the next day. You know, you microwave it the next day at work. But that's going to be a preference thing, so you can also do that. Okay, the other thing we can do as well with the eggs is that we can, you know, pan fry the eggs, you know, while we're cooking the leftovers or the supper. Now, the only challenge with pan frying the eggs is that you have to, you know, you have to monitor it more. You have to stand there and watch while it's cooking. The good thing about hard-boiled eggs is that you only have to check on it maybe every 7 to 8 minutes. You can go do something else, you know, while you have your dinner and your protein in the oven. Okay, so hard-boiled eggs are probably going to be the better option. Now, the last thing we have here is smoothies. So Another great quick meal idea, you could do smoothies for breakfast, you can do them for snacks. Hypothetically, you could do it for lunch or dinner. Most people are probably going to do it for breakfast. However, the benefit of a smoothie is that you can get a nutritious meal. You can make it within 1 to 2 minutes. You know, you can go frozen berries, a little bit of Greek yogurt, you know, maybe some natural peanut butter, natural almond butter, some protein powder, you know, maybe half a banana. You blend it up, you're good to go. Some of the other things we've had people do, sometimes people will throw kale or spinach or coconut water in with their smoothie, and they can blend it up, and they got a great breakfast. Okay, the other benefit of smoothies is you can change them up. You can have a lot of variety. You can use different types of frozen fruit, different flavors of protein, different flavors of nut butter. You could use, you know, unsweetened coconut milk, unsweetened almond milk. You could use extracts. You could use mint extract. You could use vanilla extract. So there's so many different options you have here. We're actually going to show you guys that when we do our at-home kitchen video, when we're showing you guys how to meal prep. But smoothies, great option for breakfast. 1 to 2 minutes, you can make a really nutritious meal, and you can even take it with you on the way to work. You know, you can put it into a shaker cup or a to-go container. You know, if you wanted to, you could drink it on the way to work. I don't, you know, advocate distracted driving. However, if you want to have it on the way to work, you can, or you can have it at work as well. So it's nice and portable. That's more or less the point I was trying to make, is it's portable, you can take it with you, you can have it on the go. You know, with you know, the way society is structured nowadays, you know, with the way, you know, we live our lives, you know, quick, easy, efficient is the way to go with a lot of things. And these are some great ways that you can make your nutrition and your meals quick, easy, and efficient, but you're not, you know, you're not eating junk food. You know, you're not eating food that's convenient but unhealthy. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. 4 quick meal ideas. You know, let me know what you think. You know, if you have any questions about this, feel free to comment on this video, or if you have any other suggestions you want to make them on this video. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.